I think chasing happiness is one of the worst goal you can have. And honestly, most people are miserable doing exactly just that. Think about it. Modern life give you endless comfort, endless entertainment, endless convenience, and everything is designed to feel good quick. And yet, people feel more anxious, more distracted, and more empty than ever because happiness was never supposed to be the goal. The reason that I say this is people mistake what happiness really means. They connect happiness with comfort, material possession, and a lot of those things. Like, for example, oh, sure, you might feel comfortable in your PJs eating a bag of chips, but is that really what happiness really is? A lot of people say, oh, happiness is when you buy a big house and a big car. And in a modern sense, we have lost what it means to have happiness. In my personal opinion, the goal is never happiness, meaningless. And like I said, in modern term, happiness will just come and goes. The moment you get that car, you lose all meaning to that drive you to get that car. The moment that you eat that bag of chip, you no longer crave it. It comes and goes. However, when you have meaning, it stays. That's what your purpose is. A lot of the time, when you have happiness as a goal, you avoid struggles. So, for example, um, you don't want to go to the gym because you feel better staying at home and eating a bag of chips, or you feel better staying at home and eating ice cream. Or people don't want to do what they want to do for the sake of, oh, I have to pay off this car, or oh, I have to pay off this house. Happiness avoid the struggle. Sure, you might think, oh, it's tough to pay off a house. I think it is. However, because they have to pay off the house, they move away from what they actually want to do. However, when you have meanings, it justify every hardship that you go through, every action you take, and everything in between. Meaning and purpose is what drive a person to become better. So here's how to stop chasing happiness and comfort and start chasing meaning. Step 1. Stop asking, why do I feel like doing this or that? And ask, what would make me respect myself today? Or what would make me feel complete today? This small shift essentially change your outlook on what exactly is a successful life and successful day? Because a lot of the time, when you ask, oh, what do I feel like doing? You would come up with things that aren't as productive. For example, like watching TV, playing games, um, sleeping. Those are the thing that you would instantly think when they say, "Oh, what I feel like doing," because that's how your no motivation goes. The only time when you feel like you're doing that you want to do something productive, you need to be motivated for it. And that doesn't hit every single day, every single hours. So when you shift this and ask what would make myself complete or what would make me respect myself today, when that shift changes, you find something more meaningful. So for example, would you respect yourself more if you stay at home or go to the gym? Obviously, you would respect yourself more if you went to the gym, did the hardest session, and then went back. Instead of, oh, I would stay at home, eat chip, and play video games. If you look at the both path, which one would you say most people would feel like doing? The one that you stay at home and eat, if you base this on purely emotion. However, the path that would give you the most result will be the uncomfortable one. So essentially, when you did a hard workout, doing a deep work, you're keeping your word, you're finishing something difficult. Most meaningful things feel bad in the moment, but when you look back on them, you always are glad that you did them. Never once that I did something difficult and I look back and I say, that was a waste of time. It was always either, I'm glad that happened and it have bring me to this point, or I'm glad that happened and I learned something from it. That's how it always is. Step two, build a life around purpose, not pleasure. So pleasure fade fast. And I've given plenty of example on this. Eating a bag of chip, buying a car, buying a house. And the unfortunate thing is you have to experience it to learn that it's pointless. You have to finish eating that bag of chip, or you have to buy this, or you have to buy that. You have to go on that. You have to do this to really learn that, oh, this was pointless from the start. However, I've learned that purpose help you survive terrible days. On days that you aren't motivated, that you're just completely tired, you don't want to do anything. When you have that purpose, that is when you make the most progress. So, like I said, some of the best periods of my life weren't the happiest, but they were the period where I'm at my worst, but yet I did the most. Or I have used the most of my time and I'm the most effective. That those periods made me feel useful. And either that was as I'm when I'm focused on something, when I'm growing something, or when I'm moving towards something. Those things essentially give me purpose. Sure, you might say, oh, it's so nice to just stay home and eat snack, or it's so nice to not talk to that stranger, to not go up to that girl. Sure, it's nice. It is really nice. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, you have to go get ready, get dressed, go to the gym, or you have to get out of your comfort zone and talk to people. That's that's a pain in the ass. The comfort feels really, really good in the moment, like really fucking good. But too much comfort create fragile people, people that are just in a shell. They never try something else. They never goes for what they want. And you do not need a life that feels good every second. It really just doesn't benefit you anyway. You need a life that's worth living. You need a life that's worth carrying on. So stop asking if you're happy and start asking if you are doing something in your life that bring you meaning and purpose. That's pretty much it for this video. And if you want 5 to 10 qualified client every single month using automation, check out my auto seller generation course below. It's essentially everything I've learned in the past 2 years or so doing automation packed in there, so you can see what's useful and what's not to put in your business to get more client. Other than that, later.